Find out on the show.
Welcome, everybody, to Friday Night at the Crib. Hope everybody is just having a wonderful time with their 36 hours of elite VXP point collection. And I guess I'll introduce everybody from left to right. It's Magic Mike.
Hello.
Father George.
Where?
There he is.
Damn.
Senior Daniel.
Hello, everyone.
Two Doors.
Science.
And this is Hefe.
Science needs a new catchphrase.
Well, you know.
Sorry, what? Oh, new catchphrase? Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Don't you worry.
So, how's everybody doing? Having a productive VXP weekend?
Sure.
And then I'm launching my first crew with a triple salty, so soon enough.
All done.
I killed my
You
crap
didn't
and
have much
I only had
rank.
three. Yeah, I only. Dadgummit.
oh, Mike.
I'm gonna mute
Mike.
for a second,
That
Mike.
won't happen again.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go on. Hello?
If
Well,
you
I mean,
meant me, I was
personally,
done.
okay. I was distracted by all the noises. Personally, all I had to really rank was my Gutspill Phoenix, and that was very easy because that's what these targets are made for. You know, I screwed up and died, and but you know, I took it from 0% up to 66 before it died, and that was, you know, I think I could have played things better. And as everybody knows, it's the same stuff as always, is to go in there, actually kill as little as possible before you can get back out again, and then keep on going back into the same target again and again and again. And because you're capped, especially because I only have one ship, you're capped at the amount of VXP you can get per encounter, which is the number of times the encounter starts when you enter a battle and then you leave it. That's just one encounter. So you can just keep on going and entering and re-entering a target. And so it's going well for me. I tried to add a little bit more rank to my Justice, which only for some reason has one of the new throwers, and that was extremely boring. It killed off the drones quite quickly that were attacking me, but the two Reaver Scouts, they sat there and basically circled each other for the next 15 minutes until it timed out. Neither one was doing significant damage to the other, and it just sort of sat there until it timed out. So, and I've noticed and I've heard that I haven't done anything with my rages yet, but the radioactive damage, you know, I guess the same issue with my Justice. The radioactive throwers aren't doing much damage to the 103s.
Rages aren't even putting a ding in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things. Radioactive is not a favorite damage type for any of the PvE raids. It's ballistic or penetrative or explosive or concussive.
Part of me wants them to adjust the VXP targets so you can actually do damage with all damage types, but then I wonder, is that going to mess up the targets when we hit raid, you know?
I mean, if they just do copy-paste jobs, then yes. And we know Kix likes copy-paste jobs, so I've got some bad news for you.
The other problem I found with the rage is you can't do the enter-exit routine.
Well, I told you how you might want to do that, or how you could do that.
You have to do something special, but if you just go in with just the rages, party's over. Yeah, party's over.
Yeah, because what you could do is you could go in there with your Phoenixes and knock out that rush fleet that's coming from the left-hand side, and then have your rage deal with the Pancake or the Hulk that's sitting there at the bottom right. But if you're not doing that much damage to it, the only advantage I could see of going in and out is there's the potential that the rage is maxing out on damage, the amount of VXP it's getting associated with damage. And so therefore you might, take a third damage, retreat, a third damage, retreat, a third damage, and then you're dead. And I don't know. You might be able to get more VXP that way, but I have not.
Yeah, somebody would have to test it. I did try it once, do the in out thing on just the pancake. I had to counter one base that had only the pancakes left. And I tried that, and I didn't see an appreciable increase. So, and I didn't write it down, so I can't swear to it. But I know I was chatting with somebody on comms, and I told them I didn't see any better by doing that. Because he asked me what I was doing.
Cool. And Daniel?
Man, I did the same thing. I went in and out, was just doing like a couple hits on each hull.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my gut spill Skyfire to a decent range, 68%.
Okay. Very nice.
I have a lot to rank right now, so and it's mostly Conquerors. I have the Rages, I have a V-Pride, and Inquisitors and Incinerators to rank. So
Okay. Well, I guess this is, if we're done with VXP, I did do something, it was sort of an experiment. I had put the slingers on my Harlock Alpha, and during our, because I read somewhere, somebody said that the slingers didn't do well against moving targets. So I took that and pushed it up way towards the front of my base to do the Reaver Tide daily campaign, and because I consider those drone things or whatnot to be fast moving, it tore them up. So I don't know if it's the way I have it built, because I've done some things because it has like 82 projectile speed and is it 205% splash? Let me see what the splash number is. But those are fast moving, and oh no, my thrower damage is 205%. My projectile speed is 82, and my splash is 124. And yeah, it was tearing everything up. So I don't know what to say. It seemed to, in my experiment, it seemed to work well against at least that fast moving target.
I mean, I've heard about that, but like my Harlock has HVR, and I'm kind of setting things up to where you're going to run into a slow effect before you run into mine, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I came to the same conclusion when I did that, because I put it up front, and if it made it to it, it didn't make it past it. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
So
it
should do all right.
I put on the Delta mortar focus instead of the HVR.
Oh yeah, because it gives splash. I can see that. I just want all the projectile speed just in case. But yeah, no, that's another good option.
It gives you plus 45% projectile speed and then 50% splash. So I went with that as far as my projectile speed, and then combustion system too. So anybody have anything else? Everybody's quiet tonight.
Well, it's VXP weekend. I mean, all I do is kill stuff and then slow repair them.
I see.
You know.
Yeah, there was something on the top. It said that they're gonna rerun the Icebreaker campaign.
I think that's for only people that don't have icebreakers.
Yeah, the Frozen Seas TLC, that was Just
Yeah.
if you don't have it, then it might appear.
Yeah, I think that appeared after the update because some people were complaining in the forums that there was no announcement of it, and some people were getting it and some people weren't. But Rampage came on the forums and explained that it was that is for people that only that do not have the icebreaker at all.
Oh, okay.
There was an interesting post in that moderation thread that was never answered. It was moderated but never answered. I found that very interesting, but that's another topic.
Well, wait, you're gonna make me go through it and figure out what the interesting one was?
If they hadn't killed enough posts, I think it's on page 6.
Okay.
You'll see it. You'll enjoy it. You'll appreciate it. I did.
Oh no! What is this?
Is
I'm
Ford
sorry,
in
I
the
was
chat?
away from
Because Ford saw it and he quoted it, and it was an interesting post.
I thought there was one. I don't know if I read this earlier, or is this response to a Laredo thread? I'm not sure if this is a. Yeah, this is longer. I guess this is a response to the Laredo thread, because there was a Laredo thread that was set up in a similar nature. At least I think it was Laredo. I don't know. I guess I don't have time to read through all this stuff. So, I guess there has been some comments removed from that thread, but oh well. All right. We did go over a little bit on Wednesday. Anybody think of anything else that highlights of things that you think ought to be changed in the way that the forums work? I know we heard that the behavior of the mods is an issue at times. I brought up the structuring of the way things are merged together all the time, especially at raid time, and certain things like that might be broken out into their own individual topic areas, like general discussion and updates. And
yeah, they got enough. They got enough mods. They can stop doing the multi-merge thingy. Yeah, please, please.
Or at least break the raid down into like 4 or 5 categories, not one category where there's 1,000 things and 30 pages of nonsense. And yeah, that's just.
Yeah, because if there's a topic that you actually do want to read about or discuss, right, you can actually see it in the thread title and you can hop in. And 1 and 2 pages, 3 pages is fine. When you get to like 30 pages, I mean, no one in their right mind is going to read through that, including Kixeye.
No, I know that Rampage did read through all of it. Yeah, I mean, but I don't think the players, I understand that he should read through all of it. I don't know that the players should have to read through all of it. And it's also difficult if somebody's bringing up a topic, there'll be 3 people talking about a different topic, or the next 3, the next 3 responses, and then your topic comes up again. It's just like the Tower of Babel, and it's, I don't know.
Yeah, well, he has been doing a good job of keeping stuff on topic. I mean, they're trying. You can tell that they're trying. It's a long road. I mean, yeah,
herding cats.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anything else that's out there that's, I mean, the other thing I could think of is some ability to keep all the actual game info that somebody that's new to the game, or something that's technical associated with the game that's not intuitive from the actual game interface.
I mean, I could see them. It's vanilla forums. They can make as many sub forums as they want. I could see them. I mean, I would love to see a noob corner. You come in and that's where you can ask questions that you might be afraid to ask in general discussion. I mean, general discussion used to always be like the catch-all for stuff that didn't fall into other categories. And over the years, it's turned into that's where everybody's going to post no matter what. I mean, there used to be an alliance one that you would go in it was just so you could call out other alliances,
Yeah.
I mean, and the this whole profanity is not allowed. That one I don't understand because it always used to be allowed. It's allowed in the rules. There's a specific rule for it that allows it, and yet that gets
Allows
moderated.
profanity?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all righty. I didn't see the rule that says profanity is allowed, but I guess.
Yeah, so hold on, let me pull it up because I actually pulled this up after reading a couple of things.
Live
But
research.
Profanity is allowed, you mother effers.
Kicksite.com community rules, right? Cursing and profanity. As many of our games are PvP games, we do expect some amount of trash talking to occur, right? And they go through and explain like constructive criticism, blah, blah, blah. And then what they don't allow that is inappropriate, is unnecessarily rude and insulting language.
Oh, okay.
So if you're like, this motherfucking thing's awesome, that is not rude or insulting. You can use it. You always used to be able to use it because if you remember, I don't know if it, like the Blackwater players are going to remember the Alliance fucking page. You would go in there and the regulators are fucking cocksuckers. They can't do this, and they died like 4 times in my base and blah blah. I mean, dude, there was always trash talking, always. You know, when it gets bad, and where it crosses the line is when you get into bullying, harassment, ad hominem attacks, threats, hate speech. All that stuff's in the rules, and that's I think one of the things. The post that I'm talking about actually pointed out that before they can fix anything, they have to fix the rules. Either you're going to follow the rules, and that means everybody follows the same rules and not this selective made-up bullshit, or you make some new rules. I mean, they have the power to change the rules to what they want it to be. Just take the time to do it. You know, like the whole cheating thing, right? Cheating is not, allowed to be discussed in the forums. Actually, it is. It's the rules are very specific on what you can't talk about with regard to cheating and hacks and all that crap. And instead of following the rules, they've made up their own that just is like, oh, well, we don't want to deal with this, so it's cheating. We don't have to talk about it. That's not true. That's not what the rule says.
Yeah, and I do remember getting warned because I asked. At one point, they changed the rules, but they didn't say what they were because it said updated the previous day. And I made a thread, and I forget which mod, and but yeah, I'm not sure if I got bars for that, but I did. I'll have to remember, or it was some sort of warning about asking the question, and that they closed the thread. Yeah, I know they definitely closed the thread, and then they were very disparaging towards me because I'm like, I don't want to have to read through all the rules again to figure out what change you guys made yesterday. Could you let me know what it was?
Yeah,
this was a long time, and then they became arrogant.
And that's the thing that's that sort of condescending position is not like that. That's it started a little bit here and there, and then it got worse, and then it kind of became the norm, and that's why the forums have turned toxic. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. It's not one thing. But like, I'm actually, I pulled up the thing about cheating, and I was like, oh, look, there's another one that says inappropriate content and language. And it does not say that you can't swear. It says what you can't say, like how it's inappropriate. Extreme this, real world religion, politics. The cheaters, right? Discussing suspected cheaters and hackers is that's very specific. You can't say, hey, oh, Santana's a hack. You can't do that. That's against the rules. Discussing the cheats or the hacks themselves, against the rules. Discussing the repercussions of the cheats and hacks. Discussing questions that you may have about that. The topic itself is not taboo. Only specific things are. And this is where, like, if they want to change that, they can change that. The naming and shaming, that's another one that was actually pointed out in that post. And I loved it because I went back and I've read this thing and I'm looking at it. It says naming and shaming is the act of creating a post to call out an individual or group by name and making them the subject of public accusation, ridicule, or shaming. Like, it goes beyond just saying something about somebody. Like they go, and then the next section actually puts the context in where people have to legitimately feel harassed. Well, dude, that's a little bit different than naming and shaming. Like going, hey, this dude hit me and he sucks at base hitting. That's not naming and shaming. You know.
And speak of which, now we have one of the top trash talker on the forums joining us. How are you doing, Ren?
Oh,
Ren!
what about George?
How you doing?
Surprise, Ren.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I thought it was Hosh too. I thought it was Hosh. Biggest
Yeah, I
trash
don't think Hosh
talkers
is
on
back
the.
in school yet to get the good
Hosh is gonna have a hard time in the forums the way that it's going, man. Rampage is cleaning that shit up. I'll tell you what. That stuff, and it's long. It's overdue. It's overdue. It's a long hill. I mean, it's probably a mountain that he's gonna have to climb, but you can see a change already. I mean, I like it. I really think that post in there was really, really indicative of a very basic thing that they have to do is clarify everything, because right now it's not.
And I love the fact that he asked that question. Previously, I would have had a hard time a month ago, 6 weeks ago. I would have had a hard time believing that post would come up and be pinned up there as like. What do you guys want changed about those forums?
Yeah, but technically that post, the way that he wrote that post technically is against the rules. I mean, that's just hilarious to me. Like, I was looking at it after I read the rules, after reading like through all those pages, I went back, read the rules, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. His post is actually technically against the rules. I'm like, that's awesome.
So, should we move on, or Ren, Rum Runner, you got anything?
Oh, who let Kevin in? Damn it.
Bite me, George.
No, I don't swing that way.
I like that guy
Damn,
already.
Mike.
Just bite me. What's up, buddy?
Same shit, you.
Hating on kicks a little bit, but what's new?
Oh, what else is new?
Exactly. Seems to be the theme of the day. So what's going on, guys? What have I missed?
VXP. We just talked about VXP and what Rampage is trying to do on the in the forums.
Well, unfortunately,
and the hill that he has to climb.
Yeah. So what's the thought on the VXP? Do we like the way it is with being able to research it? Better? Worse?
Those I love.
Love that I can have Conqueror tokens. I mean, I have no Conquerors to rank. I mean, I lie, I have a couple of rages I could go and smash, but you know what? I won't, because I can just keep producing tokens.
Exactly. I think it's brilliant. I just wonder, since it's so good, will Kicks let us keep it?
Good question.
Because they're going to notice a huge drop in, number one, people speed coining to get the hulls out to rank them, because we don't have to worry about it now.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be a drop in coins for them.
I don't know, because I mean, it's 6 hours to make that token, right?
Yeah.
And you need a
unless you hit a base. I mean, you hit a base with the orange thing spinning, and
Absolutely.
you gain R&D hours, and if you keep doing that, you get a whole bunch of instant tokens.
So, but even still, so 6 hours, 6 hours for one, and you need 20 to build a ship. So 120 hours is.
Yeah, I mean, well, the problem is the pumpkins aren't working.
5 days. It's 5 days to skull one. I mean, that's, you can spend 5 days, and it costs what, 1 or 2 coins to get enough titanium to do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm hitting, because remember, you can still for now hit those old mega hull level 91s, and I have 3 old Apollos that go and do them on autopilot and can do like 8 of them before docking.
Yeah, I know.
That gives me enough titanium to go for 4 or 5 days.
I can run my Phoenixes and my Skyfires in there, and I deleted the Apollos because I hated them. I can just set both of those on free to autumn. That's 50,000 every time you do it for 2 coins. 4 times you're full. That's going to keep you running for a while. At only 10,000 a pop, it's pretty sweet.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
but even still,
go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
So it's like 250 coins to skull one if you want it done quick. I'm wondering if they're seeing maybe you don't like coin the whole ship or even a shell. You could still coin the shells, and you'll save on the time and weapons and such. But if you coin the rank, maybe they're hoping that will make up for potential lost coin in terms of not.
Well, one of our biggest complaints was we got the hull in the raid, then we had 5 days to build 4 or 5 hulls, and had to have them ready to go. Now you don't. You can do it on your terms. You can slow build them, just like I did this week. I have not paid one single coin for any of the rages, other than maybe finishing off, half an hour or an hour, so I could start the next one before I went to bed. Whereas previous raids, at the end of it, I wound up coining probably 3 or 4 or 5 days of builds off of the Phoenixes and the Skyfires. Whereas if I had this option, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, I mean, for the PVE halls, I would still do the same because we can't produce tokens for them. But
right.
Anyways, it alleviates the whole pressure on getting the hulls, the naked hulls by VXP weekend, just like Rum said it. Exactly. I mean, I have my Skyfire done. I have my Phoenix done. The only thing I had to rank were Conquerors, but Conquerors I can now produce tokens. So I'm literally not doing VXP weekend at all.
Yeah, I don't have to. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, yes.
I just still don't like that. It's gonna take you 5 days, and and that's without you, with you waking up every 6 hours and clicking the button to start a new one.
I can pretty much get 3 done a day.
I don't think a lot of people are going to pass on VXP weekend though, because let's face it, there's a lot of people that are impatient in this game. That's the whole reason why Kickstarter makes money.
Dude,
so I think they might offset a little bit, but
I'm one of the most impatient out there, and I can tell you this is going to save me coin.
Well,
it also gives me an option to do what I want.
Yeah,
I like it. The only reason I like it, the way I think of it is that it's more like a crush. You don't have to have every single ship. Right now, I only have 4 rages, and I have the Reyna's Rage in my shipyard, and I'm not really thinking of coining the Reyna's Rage because I could just 5 days I'll have that done. But the other rages, I don't really want to go 5 days straight of me just clicking that button every 6 hours.
And by the way, I don't do every 6 hours, but the pressure is not there because, I mean, face it, before, you coin the hulls, you coin the naked hulls because you want them all to have approximately the same rank, so you want to have them all for VXP weekend, so they kind of rank up together, right? But after that, so your ships are ranked, but they're not done. They don't have weapons, they don't have specials, they don't have armor. So it's still going to be 20, 30 days of shipyard time to actually finish the fleet. So just take it easy. I mean, you're not going to have them ranked today, but whatever. You don't have them ready today anyway. It's going to still take 20 days to have them ready. In those 20 days, if you produce 2-3 tokens a day, you're going to get them ranked and done at the same time instead of having them ranked and waiting to be done,
Yeah. And there's the other thing where, eventually these hulls will depreciate in value.
But those tokens are good for any conqueror.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you kind of want to build these conquerors quickly because eventually the counters going to come out for them, and you're gonna have a fleet that could another fleet that could hit level 50s again.
I don't know you, but I don't run at the cutting edge of PvP. I'm always 2-3 months behind, and I just got my Vasago Pride done a week ago. And this week I got my alliance points by using that complete fleet for the first time. It takes me time, but I'm not at the edge of it, so it's okay.
Yeah, I did this exact same thing. I got the V Pride done a few days ago, actually, and no, actually, right during the raid. I used the tokens during the raid.
And by the way, I fully ranked my Vasago Pride with tokens only, as I was building, refitting a little bit at a time because I don't want to do anything longer than 2 days on shipyard, or 3 days if I can help. Tokens, and you can store I think 99 of them. So keep producing them.
I just went through my dock right now to see what I've got. I've got an Inquisitor at 64, another one at 64. I've got an Incinerator at 64. So I got everything using the free tokens, the free VXP, or whatever you want to call it, that you get from the TLCs to get them to that rank. Now I can finish them a hell of a lot cheaper on VXP weekend, but I don't have to worry about the rages. You know, I can spread this out however I want to. So it just makes it
I
nice.
think it's a great move.
Yeah, it's definitely a great move. It definitely leaves some pressure for the, the player.
I mean, I don't think this would have been so necessary if it was possible to rank up Conquerors anywhere
Previously.
else.
Yeah.
You can't do it. It's double the VXP. And even then, it's based on 100,000 armor points versus, what, 10, 20,000 usually? Like, it just sucks unless you're doing it like this. Awful.
Yeah,
Skyfires are so much fun, you guys.
The only
Holy crap.
thing is, how I'm seeing is that maybe this is gonna stop a lot of mega holes from being made, because the research is actually the same as the mega hole. You can't do them both at the same time, so
I'm not so sure about that. No, you're talking about the components. You're talking about. I'm sorry.
Components. Yeah, the components. Because I mean, my mega hole hasn't been hit since that started.
You know what's funny about that, Daniel? That you say that is I hadn't done hardly anything with a mega hull at all until they brought this feature out, and then I started looking at the mega hull again, and I dropped some new weapons on some drones, and I went out last night and I hit 15 or 20 mega hulls to get the parts to start upgrading stuff on my mega hull again. So I'm going out stealing the parts I need, but building the VXP I need, so I'm not down anything.
Yeah, but if everyone's building VXP, who's going to be building parts so that you could steal?
Well, they're out there. They're out there. I found them.
Yourself.
He just said he found a whole bunch last night, so it's working.
Yeah. You just go out and you find it. I mean, it's not going to be a gift platter. You go out and you look and you find your little tea and you take your chances. And I did it with no assistance. I did it with nobody else in the alliance. It was just me.
Just like you can produce the tokens, the VXP tokens, instantly by hitting bases with the orange circle moving there, so you steal research time from them.
Yeah, like George said, though, that's not working. You have to gamble on whether or not they've got one there, because you don't know. I can't see any orange circles outside of my own alliance at this point.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I can't see anybody's besides. Yeah,
I don't even have one on my own, and I know I'm researching one. So.
Oh, see, I've got one on mine. I know I'm researching the VXP token right now, and I've got 5 guys around me in my alliance. They all have them going, but I look at everybody else in the sector, and I'm in a really busy sector right now, and no one else has an orange pumpkin on it. So it's not working.
Yep.
Killed comms. Wow. Sorry.
I'm just trying to
Just trying to figure out what to say next.
No, so for me, this is a super weird like meta decision that I had to make during the raid, because I figured that this would be when the escalation weapon and specials happened, and I wanted to save the tokens in case I had to refit my stuff super early. And because of that, I had to burn some of the token in the raid on others, just on different stuff. And so normally I could have like a flagship out by now, but I intentionally opted against it for like the safe route just in case. So like I'm ranking Skyfires right now, and holy crap, they're so much fun. Oh my God, you guys. And normally I'd want the gut spills out. And I thought I'd have enough time, but it actually was 12 days instead of 9. But if I had just ignored the desire to hold those tokens and went all in on building a Skyfire, it wouldn't matter. But I chose to do that because this time they had the weapons that I had to make a decision on. Do I hold the tokens back or not? And do I build a flag? Do I start throwing out rage shells? Like what do I even do? And even after making a conscious decision to not put any of the escalation tech on my ships, I'm still like kind of in choice paralysis because it's like build the Reyna's flag, build the gut spill Skyfire, build the rest of rest
If
of
you want a cheap raid, especially if you don't coin, if you want a cheap raid, get the Skyfire flagship first. Makes your raid a lot cheaper.
It's there, and it's gonna. I've even got charged armors for it. It's gonna suck up a lot of time, but it's gonna be so worth it. Even without rank, just like you do. You drive your normal ones a little bit back. They get healed up. You go in and out. Everything's fine. So much fun to drive, and I don't even have all the specials on them. All the Skyfire, because you can't really put, like, you can put RA1 on there. That thing has 2 slots for UAV upgrade. Oh, that's gonna be spicy. Sorry.
Now that I'm just wondering if anybody's actually put the escalation weapon on any one of their ships.
I'm going to. I'm actually just waiting for my shipyard to finish what it's doing because I still have like 16 hours. But I got the Skyfire tokens from last raid, 5 of them. So I'm going to spend these tokens putting certainly the new special. Because the new special, I mean, clearly adding that extra chain there, and it's going to kick ass. And I'm going to put a few of the new UAV just to get a sense of like how much better or how much difference it actually makes in combat. I'm going to spread a few of them across some of the carriers.
Okay.
I've put them on, and you slice up the drones, and you can kill the Malices in 2 shots, easy.
Yep, you sure can. You mean the scouts?
What about
The healing chips.
Yeah, the scouts. The pancakes are a little quicker. You got to time the pancakes correctly. I put 4 on each one of the Skyfires, and I put all of them on. I only had 4 of the drones on the gut spill, so I replaced all 4 of those, and it's a lot faster.
What I really want to know is, with the new drones and the special, will the Skyfires be able to kill Rudolph?
I don't.
That was the main shortcoming. That was the main shortcoming, right? That's what I want to know.
You'll definitely need
charged armor.
Charged armors.
Lots of charged armor.
Top level distraction strats.
You know what?
Yeah, that was the main reason.
Rin, I don't think I would go that route, and that's what I did. Was I killed him this weekend?
Honestly,
I would not use the Skyfires to kill Rudolph. I would use the Phoenixes.
Right, or hair rates. I was doing hair rates to kill.
Yeah, but I think what Ren's saying is that if the new specials, because they're the escalation, weapons and special, like that might push them up enough to be able to handle Rudolph on their own. That would be really interesting, especially if you use the island and.
I wish we had one out there. I wish we had one out there because I don't think.
Yeah, I was hoping we would have the 103 during VXP weekend so I could test, because that's really
we do.
The 103 is
the target. This is the August raid target.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see the Rudolph right now. I'm in the target right now.
Yeah,
test it live.
Well, I don't have.
I'm getting ready to test it live. I don't need any.
You guys can't drive. Ren can do it. I want to see Ren do it.
No, but I can only refit my carriers tomorrow. 16 hours.
I can't drive.
Are you saying I can't drive?
No, you can't drive. You can't drive for shit.
Drive backwards faster than you can drive. Yeah.
Are we talking about speed or control?
Control, speed, accuracy. I can drive circles around that Boston.
In the game series wasn't called Need for Control, you guys.
I'm not worried.
No, you haven't seen the real driving. That was just goofing around.
Let's see some right now, man. Why don't you put up a shut up? Let's go.
I'm doing it. I'm trying to find a target.
Share your screen.
Autopilot's Tokyo Drift.
Share the screen.
That's what I'm telling him. He's got to share the screen.
I'm looking for a target.
You're full of shit.
Bite me.
They're on the nav relays.
That's what I'm trying to find.
Yep.
I'm in a new sector.
The towers.
Oh, there's the excuse. I'm in a new sector. I don't know the neighborhood.
No.
I'm in the ghetto, man. I don't want to come out of my base.
Closest relay.
Bite me. There we go.
Closest relay on the map.
There we
It's
go.
the first thing I see whenever I go to another sector.
There we go. I didn't bother.
Oh yeah. It is the first one.
It is what first one?
What do you mean?
I'm answering his question without swearing at him.
Huh?
Huh?
Oh,
question.
it's the first
Question.
one. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to know.
I figured you were going to ask what you
Yeah, I
posted.
thought it was the latter one, but we don't know what's in that other closet. So
I was going to
See?
ask because see what.
Tom
I
Cruise
mean,
is in.
you were
Tom Cruise
hoping
is in
it's
here
the
we
the
latter one
closet.
because we know what type of stuff